welcome back to my channel. It's Anita. If you're new here, do well to subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for always sticking around. Initially, I never wanted to make this video, but I don't know. I'm just making this video, and thank God I'm making this video. I've been really very busy. 2 days ago, I went to my sister's place to get what was sheets. If you've been seeing my videos, I mentioned that when I was coming, I had excess luggage, so I came with the ones I could come with and shipped the ones. Is it shipped? And I don't know, but cargoed the rest. So I brought it down here, and my makeup bag was in a mess. So I have a lot doing, and today is my off day. So I initially wanted to use them and sort those things out. I think a powder broke in that bag, so it messed everything up. I have to cook because I'm out of meals in my fridge, and sincerely. But anyways, thank God I'm making this video because a lot of questions have been coming, and I feel like I need to answer all these questions. So let's get right into this video. Some of you guys want to come to the UK as a healthcare assistant. So today's video is very important. I want you all to know what your roles are as a healthcare assistant before coming. That is to say, what you will be doing in your job as a senior carer or a healthcare assistant. Make sure you watch this video properly before you keep submitting that your CV, before you keep bombarding those companies that are recruiting your CV. Watch this video to the end to understand what the job is all about, because one thing is, I want to come to the UK, I want to make money, I want to work as a healthcare assistant. I had people are now coming in as a healthcare assistant. Another thing is, can you do this job? Listen, this job is very, very stressful, but I am not discouraging anyone, but I need you to understand that the job is not something, except if you want to come in here and have issues with your employer. This job is not for the faint-hearted. So guys, you need to understand the details of your job. If it's domiciliary care, residence care, community care, or if you're going to a care home to take care of the people in there. So you just need to understand. I'm emphasizing on this because so many people came here and thought it was care home that they're going to be working in. Before I came in here, I understood my job was domiciliary. I needed to go to people's residential homes to take care of them. So you basically go to their homes and give them the care, the support that they need. So understand the details of your job before applying. If you don't, ask your employer, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to be doing that? So for the purpose of this video, I am talking about domiciliary care. I'm talking about going to the people's residence to give care to them. I don't know about care home. I've not worked in a care home, but I think it's almost similar. I still won't leave out the part that the first week you're here, it is the duty of the company that employed you to train you in whichever job they are preparing you for. So all those your care certificates that you've been compiling, using that to apply for your job, putting that in your CV and all of that, all those trainings that you did, you're going to do them here. So the medication, how to administer medications, the safe way to administer medications, manual handling, how to move patients who are not mobile enough, how to move them and all that, infection control, how to spread less, or how to prevent infection as well, how not to transmit infection from yourself to your patient or the patient to you, the safest way to protect yourself, you know, the PPE thing and all that. You also be taught about confidentiality, how to keep your clients secrets and all that, how not to divulge informations and all of that. So what else? Safeguarding, how to uphold the dignity of your patients, right? And also prevent them from harm, respect their rights and all that. A lot. You're going to be trained on your job. So basically that's what you do in your first week, and then the second week you're going to shadow. So this is when somebody who is already in the job is going to take you around and make you understand fully, because you might be mentally prepared, but when you get there you notice that this whole thing takes a lot. So the second week you're going to follow someone to a home and see what you're supposed to be doing. So you do this for a few days or for a week depending, and some would have to rate you, then reports back to your manager that you're fit enough for this job. So this might vary. It depends on whatever your organization has said to do at this week or at this particular point in time. I don't know, but I think this is mostly what you do in your first and second week before you get fully into this job. Now, if you're doing this type of care, there is what we call the breakfast call or the morning call, the lunchtime call, afternoon call, the tea time call, the bedtime call, the evening calls. It depends on which package that they're going to give you. So if you're doing the whole of these calls, there are things you'll be doing in your client's house, and this whole thing is what I'm about to give you guys so that you bear it in mind before coming or before applying for that job that you're still applying for, because I know you're applying. Yes, you've been applying, so just know all of this. The first one, which is the most interesting and somehow difficult part of it, is personal care. This personal care deals with a lot. So you'll be doing their washing, showering, assisting them rather. You're going to help them with oral care. You're going to dress them up, groom them, powder them, apply lotion on their body, whichever lotion or whichever cream, according to their choices. You're going to be doing this. You also be shaving them if it's required. So this is not something that everyone does, because some of them can still do this. So, but if in your roster it includes that you'll be giving them personal care, believe me, this is what you'll be doing. The very first thing, that is for your morning call, the very first thing you're going to be encountering is taking them to the shower, or if it's for people that you give them a wash, wherever they want to have their wash, it's left for them to decide. So that's it. So while you're doing this, there are things you need to do. You monitor skin integrity, and the best time to do this is of course when you're giving them a wash, because you're seeing all of their body. So you need to look at their skin to know if it's intact, if something is wrong, maybe there are discolorations and all of that. If there is anything that calls for concerns, you need to report to the appropriate wherever you're supposed to report to. Yes, we'll come to that later. So you have to always monitor their skin as you're doing the personal care. Now, some of your clients would be on plasters, some will be on medical dressings, whichever one. There is always also a stoma. In fact, there is a lot of them. You see them on their skin, and they are of course medical dressings, and there are reasons for them being there. You need to always monitor it, know what is happening there. I'm not telling you to go and open their I'm not saying that you will open their plaster and start peeping. No, you need to look at it, see what is like, see what it looks like. If it doesn't really look nice, when you see something that is nice and something that is healing, something that is actually looking good, you will know. So you have to highlight these concerns and make a report. Because imagine if you're taking care of a client and he has plaster on and the wound is not healing, it's will I say rotting or something, and you keep quiet. Are you not killing your client? So that's just what I mean by that. So you highlight and monitor the skin to know that everything is all right, and to make sure that everything is all right. That's just it. You also be assisting their toileting needs. Yes, you have to assist them. So when you're doing manual handling, they are going to teach you how to use some of the machines for the people that have reduced mobility. So you have to transfer them to, if it's people that need to get to the toilet, there are things that you need to move them with. Some walk with their Zimmer frames, some wheelchair and all of that. So you always have to transfer them from wherever they need to be transferred to and assist them in toileting. Some of them use catheter bags. You have to empty their catheter bags. Some of them use incontinence pads. You have to always make sure that it's not soiled. It's always neat and all of that. So I called incontinence pad because you get taught that there are words you use here. You don't use adult diaper, just like in Nigeria when people will always say, okay, I need to get adult diaper or Pampers or whatever that it's called. So here it's called incontinence pad. So if you have gotten this job, I'm giving you a secret now. As you are on the plane, be saying, let me not call diaper. It's incontinence pad, it's called here. So some will be using the incontinence pad. You always change it and make sure that it's always clean and dry whenever you are on call, like whenever you are attending to them. Yes, so you always make sure that everything is neat and their toileting needs has been attended to and all that. So most of them also use what we call commodes. I think in Nigeria I saw a lot of that, but I really never knew it was called commode. So commode so it's usually like a movable it looks like a movable, let me call it a movable toilet. So but you have to always empty it. So some of them use that, and you have to empty it, get it emptied into the proper toilet. You wash them off, disinfect it. Yes, always disinfect it so that you don't infect your clients. So you always have to keep it neat and disinfect it properly with whichever liquid that is used for disinfecting. So that's basically what you do in toileting. Another thing you'll be doing is making meals. Yes, you'll be making meals in these various homes that you'll be going to. Their breakfast, their lunch, evening meal, whatever, for the ones that is included in your roster that you're going to make meals for them. So this one is a bit funny. So assuming if you're coming from Nigeria and all you know how to do is fufu, egusi, bitter leaf soup, ewedu, amala. No, now that's not what they eat here. So this one is a bit, how will I say it? You need to adjust. You need to give it time to adjust. So here you'll be hearing meals like egg on hob, scrambled egg, toast bread. Yeah, some of us are familiar with this. So just bear it in mind that you'll be making meals that you've never made in your life. But it's quite easy. I mean, YouTube is there, Google is there, and your client is there as well. So ask your clients. You won't have to be shy. You just ask your client, how do I do this? I've actually been in that situation where I was asked to make. Was it egg on hob? And I really didn't know how to do that. But so you also have to make sausages. Some will prefer you to put it into the microwave. Some will prefer you to stir fry it and all of that. So you have to make meals for them. You make porridge or pottage, whichever way you call it. Is usually oats pottage or oats porridge meals for them. So you would be making meals. So if I were you, if you've gotten this job and if you're actually doing domiciliary care, always look out for all these meals and just have a way, because if you don't know how to do these things, you're going to get tired. Yes, you're going to get, imagine when you'll be seeing it as a big deal, and when you're going to, in the morning, you're going to a client's house and you're already saying, this one should not ask me to make this one, or I beg, that kind of thing. You're just being tired. So if you're planning to come to do this job, just play around it. Pick up your phone, look at some of these meals that these people here eat, then try and find a way around it. Find your way around it, not a way around it. Find your own way around it, so that these things will not be hard for you here. I left out the part that you'll be making sandwich. Now, this is usually what they always want you to do for them. Some of them have already made meals that you just have to microwave, just heat it up for them and serve them. So this sandwich thing, you might be thinking, I know how to do this one, because at home you just throw in your sardines and your butter into your bread, and some of them want things in their sandwich, some things that you've not heard about. Some would want bacon, some would want mushrooms or something, a lot. So you need to learn one or two things about these meals, and not because your clients will not tell you, I want this in my, or some even want lettuce, am I right? Lettuce, tomatoes or something, or cucumbers in their sandwich, in the bread. So it's not like, because you know how to make sardine, the one with sardine, your client will tell you, I want sardine, you should just rush into the kitchen and you start looking for fish fillets or maybe sardines, because you might not get sardine in their houses. You might see fish fillets or what. You just take out the tin and start stocking it. No, you have to ask, what do you want in your sandwich? What do you want? They have to make their choices. I keep repeating, you asking your clients, you'll be taught during your training that in as much as these your clients are not really fit to do things that they want to do, you let them in, you carry them along, because it actually makes it quite easier for them, how will I say it, to have the best time of their life. So that they are sick or that they are aging doesn't mean that their life has stopped. So you have to always carry them along, else you're going to get reported. Yes, for there's something they call it imposing things on them or something. Voila, plenty sha. So just know that you'll be making meals. That's that. So you also be administering medications as prescribed by the GP. Yes, general practitioner, that's what I meant by GP, or medical doctor, I don't know. So you don't just, some of them have blister packs. There's something that is called blister pack. So their blister packs have their medications in there. It has days of the week and whether it's morning, afternoon, night, bedtime, whatever. So these blister packs have their medications in it, but some of them, it's quite unfortunate that they don't have the blister pack. So the blister pack makes it easier for you to administer, because you already know the day of the week and you already know the call you're there for. If it's morning call, you go straight to the blister pack, pick it out. Today is Monday and this is Monday morning, so you pop out the Monday medication. Then how to administer medications, of course, you'll be trained on that. So you don't force people to take medications, or because some of them will tell you, no, I don't want to take these medications. I think my next video, I don't want to make this video very lengthy. I'm going to tell you guys the ills of this job, or the difficulties you encounter in this job. So some of them wouldn't want to take their medication, so you have to find a way around it, encourage them, make them but you can't force them. You can't force them to take this, or you get water, you just keep Another thing in this job is, I don't want to be talking a lot, is the patience. Yes, you have to be patient enough to succeed in this job. So you back to the medication one, is always as prescribed. You can't say because at home you used to take flagyl and you used to take tetracycline when you're purging, and all of a sudden you get to your client's house and she's telling you you are purging. You are not a medical doctor. That we are self-medicating at home doesn't mean when you come here you will start self-medicating on your what will I speak? Is it clients medicating? You start giving your clients, prescribing drugs for your clients. So now, because when your stomach is worrying you, you take flagyl, then you get into a client's house, she tells you, oh, I've been purging since morning. And you say, oh, okay, you get flagyl, you have flagyl in your bag. For some persons that always carry some drugs along with them. Or your patient tells you, I think I've been having a headache. And because you take paracetamol and it's not in your client's chart that she's supposed to have this medication at this time of the day, and you just give your client. It's a different thing that your client tells you, oh, I think I'm going to have some paracetamol today because I think my head is aching, and she has it. You just give it to her and document that, yes, because she wants to have that. So it's a different thing, other than you are the one suggesting that your client should take you don't do that here. So we administer medications, but it's as prescribed as by the general practitioner. So that's it. While doing the medication thing, you have to write down the documents that you've given this dosage, and you've done this, you've done that, what time you did that. You have to do that as well. So I think that's that for medications. Another thing you do in this job is sometimes you shop for your clients. Yes, there are some of your clients that you do their shopping. So you would go to a store, and some of them you use their cards to make payments, or some give you money. So when you're done shopping, there is usually a document where you put those things down. And write whatever you bought, the money that you were given, the change that you returned, or the money that you spent, and all of that. This documentation thing, you will be trained on that too. It's very, very essential that you do that, so that when we say start, you can defend yourself. You understand? So you shop for them, put it in the put it where you're supposed to put them. Another thing you do on this job is cleaning the client's property. So it depends on what exactly you have on your roster to do. So some of them, you need to hoover their houses, clean up everything. I mean, you clean up their kitchen. You know the kind of cleaning you do in your house. Yes, that's the type of cleaning that you do. You have to clean up their kitchen, clean up their toilets, clean up the bathtubs, clean up with your vacuum cleaner though. Clean up the rugs and all of that. You might not do this for all every other client. Maybe there are particular clients you have to do this for. You need to empty their bins. So here there is something they call bin day. I call it bin day though, because my landlady calls it bin day. So on the bin day, you have to check where what's the bin day for the for your clients, because there are several bin days for several areas here. Some do it on Wednesday, some do it on Thursday. So on Wednesday, if it's on Wednesday, you put out the bins for the people that carry the bins, you know, just like our LASMA and SWAMA and all that. They will have to come and carry it out. So you can't leave a bin in your client's house to be smelling and all of that. So you clean up, make sure you dispose properly, and if it's bin day, you carry out the bin as early as whenever, so that they can do the proper disposal of the bin. So some of the clients as well, you do the laundry for them. You have to wash their clothes, their beddings and all of that. And sometimes when you get in and the beddings are soiled, if it's in your roster to clean up and to wash up or to do the laundry and all of that, you have to, of course, wash it off. I mean, there are machines that do this. So if I'm saying all these things and someone is already saying, no, I'm not discouraging you. Someone will say, all these things, me, I will do it. I've not even done it in my mother's house or in my father's house. Chill. There are machines that do that. The washing machine is here for washing. The vacuum cleaner is here for hovering and all of that. There are so many made easy machines that even if you don't know how to operate them, you can talk to your manager. Yes, you can just step out, talk to your manager if you don't want to call the attention of your client. Say, I've been doing that a lot of times. Or even call your colleague, who maybe if you have a colleague who knows about all of that, if you know what I mean. So now you're from Africa, there are some of your colleagues that will be from here, of course. So you call them, be like, there was a day they asked me to make scrambled egg. So usually I know that they add milk to their scrambled egg. So in fact, I just got there and I was like, okay, what I want is scrambled egg and some toasts. I just called my colleague who is not from Africa. I was like, please, how do I make scrambled egg? So, and usually sometimes I'm going back to meals now. Sometimes they'll tell you that they want a strong tea and they want a weak tea. And sometimes they'll tell you with or without sugar. Some will not tell you this, but you have to ask so that you make sure that you got what. Because if your client is not having sugar and you just throw in sugar because you make your tea with sugar, so you need to ask them. So I called him. I was like, hello, please, I was asked to make scrambled egg. How do I do that? I was just on call and I was doing what I was doing. And guys, when I served my client the scrambled egg, she was like, oh, it tastes really nice. You see? So this whole thing, it's really very easy. The machines for doing that, if you don't know how to operate, talk to someone who you think can operate it. All these things are really very easy. You don't use because of these and you're being like, oh, how do I do all these things if I'm in this situation and all that? Or the ones that come with their pride and be like, I don't even do this in my mother's house. In fact, washing plates, I don't wash plates in my mother's house. Yes. So I can beat my chest and say I have no, but I don't wash. Oh, sorry for that. So I have washed plates here. In fact, I have washed plates and my hands are already crying. Yes. So it's not something, this is a job that you're doing. And of course, you're being paid for your job and you're happy in the job. So you shouldn't care about any other thing. So another thing you do in this job is assisting your clients to attend medical appointments. So if your client is someone who has appointments to attend to, it's your duty to do that as the carer. If your client also is the one that takes a walk, if your client is the one that takes a walk and it's in your roster, is not I think I need to emphasize on this. So if Your client is the one that needs to be walked, or like needs to take a walk as any form of exercise, and it's not in your roster to do. Don't carry your client out of your client's house. You know, this residential care, you can easily implicate yourself. So you can get into a house and your client is saying, my legs hurt and all of that, and because you think your client needs exercise and you're saying, okay, you've not been exercising it. You know, some of us, sometimes I will also say this: don't allow your empathy, human empathy, or always trying to be compassionate. Yes, you need to be compassionate, but then understand that there are things that you do and endanger your client's life. You might be thinking that you are doing the right thing. You might be doing the right thing. Let's put it this way: you might be doing the right thing, because imagine if my dad or my mom tells me my legs ache and I think or it's getting swollen and all that, I'll be like, mommy, it's because you've not been walking around with your leg. Okay, just come, let me take you. Yeah, which is the right thing. And sometimes your mom might have that walk and she'll feel relieved of the load she had on her leg or something, which is the right thing, yes. But there are things you think you're doing and you don't know you're endangering your life. Your client's life or the life of someone out there. That is it. So you have to be very careful. If it's not in your roster, you can only talk to your manager or talk to your manager, talk to your office, tell them that you've realized that this person's legs has been swelling because you can just make a suggestion, but you cannot make your suggestion and carry it out because you don't have any right to do that if it's not included in your roster. You might take your client out and for a walk and she tells you she doesn't want to go home again. Yes, that she still wants to continue the walk. And imagine if you have 30 minutes with the person and you're rushing off for the next appointment and you're just like, and you start dragging with your client on the road and it's not in your roster. And all of a sudden you're telling your client, you're on the road, you're saying, please, you need to go home. And she's telling you, I don't have to go home, I need to continue the walk. And imagine you're taking out a client who has dementia, who is confused or something, and you took her out on the road and she's pointing at someone else's house, telling you that that's her house and she needs to get into the house. You know, let's just imagine a scenario like this. It can happen. Or you're taking her to her house and she's telling you, are you sure this is my house? And she refuses to enter. You know, all of that. And you might make her see things that she's trying to deal with. I don't know, but if it's not in your roster, don't do onyomo biebere and go and implicate yourself. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. So sometimes, if it's included in your roster, these are the things you do. Take them for a walk. Also take them for appointments. It mustn't be necessarily doctor's appointments. Some of them would want to see their family, their son somewhere, their daughter somewhere. And if it's included in your roster, you have to do that. That's part of your job as a carer. So another thing you do is supporting them emotionally and all of that. You have to also enable these people, because in as much as they can't walk properly, they have their hands, in as much as they can't do this, they can do that as well. So you have to always encourage them, enable them. They are not handicapped, they are not entirely shut down. There are things they need to do by themselves. So sometimes if they want to do this, allow them to do that. So this is part of what you'll be doing as a carer. You have to reassure them, talk to them, encourage them to do this thing or to do that. So let's take, for instance, your client doesn't want to have a wash. You won't force the person, but make the person see reasons why he or she needs to have a wash. Make the person understand why he or she needs to get into the shower and have a shower. Make the person understand why she needs to eat and take her medications and all of that, because that would help her heal quickly, or that would help her life or something like that. I don't know how to put that, but I know that you understand what I'm saying. So you don't just get into your client's house and start doing everything. Sometimes it takes time while you're trying to encourage them or assure them or talk to them and make them understand. But you need to do these things because you're going to even help your clients to always is it progress out of the situation or something. How am I going to say it? How do I say this? Okay, you're going to help your clients. Take for instance your client who has not been feeding by herself because something happened, or I don't know, but this minute you know that this person can do this, you'll be like, give it a try and all that. And let's take for instance the daughter walks in tomorrow and find the mom eating by herself. It gives you this fulfillment or satisfaction that you've done your job as a carer, you're helping, you're enabling this person and all of that. So that is basically what you do as a carer as well. You have to always talk to them. If you're not the talking type, you have to go and learn how to talk. Yes, you don't just keep quiet and be moping at your client like so. No, you don't mope at your clients when you get into your client's house. Sometimes some of them want some of them want people to talk to, and because they've been in an enclosed space for years, when you start this job, you would meet a lot of people with their differences and all that. So you see some people that had been in an enclosed space for years. So those people, they need people to talk to, and that's why you're there as their carer. So sometimes they will want to tell you, but there are things anyway. You will be trained as well. There are things you need to discuss with your client, and there are things you don't overstep your boundaries. But there are things you need to talk with them, have a chat with them. Imagine they're telling you about when they were much younger. Of course, you have to interact with them. Tell them, oh yes. So you have to always talk to them. I don't need to come here and start telling you what you need to tell them. When someone is telling you a story about his or her past life, I'm not saying you should maybe start pitting. Okay, let me give an instance. Some might start telling you that when they were much younger, they did this, they had their life intact, they had their life, they had everything that they wanted, but now that they're just here, they're feeling frustrated. You don't come pitying them. Hey, okay, is it true? No, you have to tell them that a point in everybody's life, they have everything that they always do by themselves. You can tell them that when you were much younger, there were things that you can do and you go scot-free, that you feel it comes in stages. You just make them understand that this is what the stages of life entails, and they just need to keep living, So don't start telling them, hey, whoa, you mean it? So when you were doing that, you're doing that. I mean, if you're coming for this job, you should be a better carer. Yes, you should be good in what you're doing. That is it. So whatever that is worth doing is worth doing well. If you're coming here, don't have the mindset of, I just came here to make money. Yes, the truth is, there is money in the job. Yes, you're going to earn in this job depending on how many hours you've worked and all of that, but don't make it solely dependent on the money you're earning, because you might start having issues with some of your clients, because they would keep, they're humans of course, and they will keep complaining. But mind you, in this job, complaints will come, whether you're putting up your best behavior or whether you're caring for this person just like the way you've cared for your mom or your dad. Complaints will still come. Some people have their preferences, and some people age with a lot of things. So you can imagine that your grandma at home, that you might give hot food and she will tell you she wants it cold, and then you make it cold, she will tell you, it's not very cold. So you can just use that, wrap your head around that, and just be like, okay, there are things you have to see here. And complaints is something like an everyday thing. So that's that. Another thing is you have to always monitor your client's health, the safety of your clients. I mean, I think safeguarding should tell you about that. I guess safeguarding is the one that always tells you that you can't abuse your your client, or you can't yell at them. Even when they are yelling at you, believe me, you will see things in this job. In fact, it has happened to me. So I got into a client's house and she was yelling at me. That was the first visit, but now, I mean, we are best of friends. So it's a lot of things. You see a lot of things in this job. So don't. And at first, I will not lie to you guys, the yelling and the things that we are involved in the yelling, you know, when someone is yelling at you in a racist way, how will I say it, or somebody is yelling at you in calling you a bitch and all of that, you understand? So I wanted to give up. I went the first time, the second time, and I think the third time I wanted to give up. I wanted to say no, I don't think I can do this. But I felt I understood. Something in me made me understand the person. I was like, I think this person needs more time and all of that. So back to what I was saying, that the job needs patience. So you just need to always be patient and tolerant about everything. So you have to monitor your patient's health, your patient's safety, or your client's safety and all of that. So, and also you have to always update your manager, or yeah, you have to update them about that. If you see anything that is of concern, you have to talk about that. If you feel there is, although sometimes it's already done, these whole things are already done, but let me take for instance, you get into your client's house and you realize that she's always throwing things, so and those things could hurt her. You just need to talk to your manager. Or for instance, you get there and you notice that there is a broken window during the winter. You know how cold it can be, and just something that you know that if you were the one there, that it won't be okay for you. I mean, you can just talk to your manager about that. It's actually a good thing. She knows what to do and how best to do it. Also, sometimes your work would entail liaising with family members, or the health practitioners, or whoever. So some of your clients, you notice that maybe they are a part of their family member, maybe the brother or the sister shops for her, and you get in there and notice that she's running out of things. Of course, it's your duty to call the brother and remind him that your client needs to be shopped for. Or this is just like what we do, the care we've been unintentionally doing at home. So when your sister doesn't have a thing, maybe you talk to your mom about it. This is just like that, but it's just in a more formal way. So now you're doing a job, and you know that there are things you do in a job and there are things you don't do in a job. So that's just the difference. It's you're now bounded by policies, and of course, you know, so that's more like what this job looks like. Before I scare you guys, I will also tell you that sometimes you go to these houses and you're not doing anything. I said that. So sometimes you just go to the house and they will just want to have a chat with you. They will tell you that I've done every other thing that you would have done, but that's the truth. So you see, it's that easy. So you just sit like a princess that you are, or a king or a queen that you are, and have a chat. And when your time is up, you carry your ngongo and leave. You carry your bag, by the ways, and leave. That is just it. So I guess we've come to the end of this video. I mean, I've really said a lot. So guys, please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, I'll use cane and chase you in your dream. Subscribe, share, like, comment, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because it deserves that. Yeah, for now, bye.